Yeah.
Let go.
Decatur. I am, y'all. Hello, you are tuned in to another episode of Say That Podcast. I am the Jazzy Libra, and my special guest today is Mr. Michael I-Zayah. Okay,
What
and I'm
up,
gonna
what
have
up?
him introduce himself and give his IG so you guys can do your homework and go follow him and see what he's about because we got some tea, baby. Oh, we
lot
have
of tea.
tea, a lot of tea. So we're gonna get started and I'm gonna have him introduce himself.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Michael I-Zayah. I am a rapper, singer, actor, entrepreneur, voiceover actor. Y'all want to follow me and everything on Instagram? It's Michael _ Isaiah 89, MICHAEL _ IZAYAH 89. Twitter, Michael _ Zay 89, MICHAEL _ Zay ZAY 89. Let's get it.
Let's go. So we about to get this thing started. Y'all already know. Hey, this some real tea he about to spill, y'all. And I think it's gonna be I know it's gonna be a good show. And just tune in. So, Mr. Michael, what you want me to call you? Michael?
It don't matter. It'll make you feel comfortable.
Michael I-Zayah.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to start out with, where are you from originally? Where are you from?
I'm from East Atlanta, Decatur, where it's greater.
All right now.
Jacquees, a singer. He from where I'm from. Shout out to Jacquees. Shout out to his whole FYB squad.
So so for the people that don't know, where is that from? I know where it's from.
Decatur,
Wesley Chapel.
Wesley Chapel, and Snapfinger.
That right. Okay. Snapfingers off County Road for those that didn't know. Stop playing with me. And Wesley Chapel is around the corner. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anyway, but
and I got another side to me too. I'm also like from East Buffalo, New York.
yes, okay. That's why you got that NY on.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't mad at you.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we all got family everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So and then, they did the 50-year hip hop
50-year hip hop.
drink, Hennessy, Jay-Z, Nas. So that's New York. So I can't hate on the New York. I can't hate on the North. But I represent that South, that dirty South, the dirty, dirty South. Okay? East side all day. Y'all know what it is. So we're gonna get to it. So you mentioned about voiceovers. Now, I brought that up first because that's one of my passions. I've always wanted to experiment with voiceovers. I'm an actress. A lot of people don't know that, but I am an actress. And voiceovers is way different than just acting. So
Facts.
tell me a little bit about being a voiceover, doing voiceover. How did you become, and how did you even get into that world?
Okay, so for years I always wanted to do voiceover acting, but I didn't have the connections, I didn't have the plugs and none of that. I didn't know how to go about it at the time. So I say a few years ago, I came across this female that was working around the job that I had at the time. She gave me some people on Facebook that do voiceover acting with different cartoon shows as well known. So when I went on there and I was trying to talk to some people, like nobody, I guess, wasn't responding. So I'm like, okay, so what the hell am I doing here? I mean, I was supposed to be like trying to get connected to trying to network with some people doing that field. So I didn't have any luck doing that. So I'm like, okay, so I decided to just give up on that. So then one day, a friend of mine that I went to school with at Brunswick Job Corps, Courtney, shout out to Courtney, she put me on to this lady. I don't know if they're friends, but she put me on to this lady that owns a school in Gwinnett County called Dream Empire Film School. And so that's how I ended up getting in there, and I went to school for it, and I graduated from there earlier this year. So
congratulations.
Thank you. So my teacher was telling me like her name is Joyce. Shout out to Joyce. she said all I needed was just to come to the classroom with my laptop and bring a notebook and everything, or bring a journal and notebook so I could, write things down, study and everything. And the rest was history. So when I did that, I wanted to go into being a I'm sorry. This okay, I wanted to do voiceover acting with movies, TV shows, and I wanted to do voiceovers with commercials. Because people like always talking about my deep voice and everything, and so I'm like, okay, let me put it to you. So,
Well, who did they compare you with?
I keep I keep getting a lot of Barry White comparisons, or people always say Barry White this, Barry White that.
I can see it.
Yeah, like Barry White or Gerald Levert.
I can see Barry White.
Yeah.
I can't give you my teddy bear, but I can give you Barry White.
Right.
I could give you. Like when you said Gerald Levert, I'm like, okay.
But then
I
Barry White.
I can see Barry White.
Yeah. So,
I really can see you looking like Barry White's son.
Right. That's crazy because it's like some of my friends were saying that, and then people that I came across I never met a day in my life was saying that. So I'm like, what is up with this Barry White thing? The universe must really be telling me something, that I don't know about, And so I'm actually doing a couple. Well, that's another thing too. Like I said, I'm a music artist. I am in the process of putting out a couple of records that's Barry White inspired. So y'all be on the lookout for that.
Yes. New music.
And,
so when
and working with industry people.
Yes, we sharing.
Mm-hmm.
New music support. It's enough room out here for everybody.
Everybody.
So we always need to support each other. That's the key.
So that's how it was like with voiceover acting. So that's how I ended up getting involved in that. Okay. And I graduated this year, so I'm happy about that. I had my first gig, but I had to cancel that because I had to go to my grandmother's funeral.
I'm sorry to hear that.
No, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, I had to take some time to grief and everything. But when I do hit up my teacher, I'll be like, yo, got any more gigs going on, whatever gig that I was choosing from. And not even with just that, I could, work with other people outside of my teacher because my teacher has me on her roster with other people that graduated from her school. Mm-hmm. But I could do other voiceover acting projects outside of my teacher since I already have my my certificate for that. I don't want to say degree, but certificate. Certification. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, certification.
Yeah.
Look at you with your manners. Somebody, yes, man. You made me feel a whole.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was
you made me
trying
feel
I was trying to respect and trying to be a gentleman,
Hey, okay. Yeah. Well, it's not that many of them either. So, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I do appreciate it. I'm going to tell you that right now. Yeah. I appreciate it. And since we're on the voice acting and talking about Barry White and you looking like him, you could be his son. I'm just going, I'm jumping around. Okay?
That's cool.
So I hear you are related to some celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
How did you find out that you were related to these people, and who are they?
Okay, so the first person, well, should I? Well, yeah, fuck it. The first person that really shocked me, that really blew my fucking mind was when I was doing my Ancestry DNA account 2 years ago. And the only reason why I even did that is because I wanted to talk to both of my parents as far as help with them helping me grow my family tree. Mm-hmm. Because I wanted to, who was who in my family. Well, I already know who was who in my family, but I just wanted to know, as far as my great-grands and this, that, and the third.
People we haven't met.
Right,
because everybody want to know where they came from.
Facts, exactly. So I was talking to my mom about it, talking to my dad about it, and so then my dad was telling me that LeVar Burton is my cousin. I was like, LeVar Burton? Because first, one of my cousins on my dad's side was telling me, and then when I was talking to my dad about growing my, building my family tree, he was telling me LeVar Burton's my cousin. So I'm like, damn, so my dad is telling me and he's confirming it? Oh, shit. Okay, so those who don't know, LeVar Burton is a well-known actor, been in the game since the early 80s, way before I was born. He was known for being in that little kid's show, Reading Rainbow. And then he was involved, yeah.
The black guy?
Yeah.
Wow.
Then he played as Kunta Kinte in The Roots.
And he was on Star Trek.
Star Trek, yeah.
That's what I remember.
Star Trek, yeah.
Because it came on at 11 o'clock at night.
Uh-huh.
We supposed to be in the bed, but my mama worked that night, so yeah, we watching Star Trek.
Yeah, then he played as Martin Luther King in the movie Ali with Will Smith. Then he did voiceover acting. He did some voiceover acting characters, one of the characters in the cartoon show Pinky and the Brain, and then Captain Planet, and then one of the 90s cartoon shows, Batman. So his resume is super long, way back from the early 80s. And then I found out, because I found out that Montel Jordan is my cousin. This is how we do it.
Hey.
So, and how I found out about that. Okay, I was connecting to one of my other cousins from Canada. So when me and him was talking back and forth, we're trying to figure out, how he was related, because I asked him about some people that were connected to me that was connected to him. So we conversating, right? So then one day, I'm scrolling to my phone, looking for my cousin. My other cousin's name is Jordan Gerard. So Jordan Gerard, he's from Canada. Shout out to Jordan Gerard, it's my cousin that met our ancestry DNA. I'm scrolling down looking for his name. Even though we met, a messaging, but I was still scrolling down his name for whatever. So something caught my eye, and it said Montel Jordan. And so I'm like, wait a minute, what? I'm literally getting all big-eyed, looking close to my phone. And I was like, man, get the fuck out of here. Are you serious? I'm like, man, stop lying.
And you already knew Montel was your cousin.
I didn't know. You
was doing your homework.
Yeah. I really did not know. So when I saw that, I was like, wait a minute. That's Montel Jordan, the Montel Jordan, this how we do Montel Jordan. I was like, man, bro, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, man, stop lying. I was like, so when I saw that really blew my mind, and it just threw me way off guard, because this is somebody that I grew up listening to, right? So then there's somebody who I found out that he's actually related to me. I was like, so when I saw that, like I said, it was just really shocking. So when I'm looking at the bottom of the page of his page, because it has a thing at the bottom of people's pages on Ancestry DNA, they have their family tree. They have the people's names of the family tree, and he had 13 people on there. So I'm thinking okay, 13 people. So let me see if the 13 people have any connection to me, since it said through DNA we're related. So I'm clicking on it. He put it on private. So I'm like, oh man. I'm like, man, I wish he didn't do that. Why? But I guess because he's a public figure, a famous public figure, I guess maybe he was trying to be careful, because you know how people be,
Oh, I'm related to you. Yeah, that part.
Right. So it was him, right? And then I actually reached out to him on Ancestry. I mean, I did, but he didn't respond. But I reached out to him on Instagram. So I didn't think it was going to respond, but I didn't want to be like, hey, what's up, Montel? Just want to let you know that me and you related. I didn't want to say that. I wanted to show some legitimate proof from Ancestry DNA when I sent the screenshots. So when I did that, that's when he responded, and he put the laughing emoji. He said fifth to eighth cousin. That's quite a stretch. But he said, yeah, we definitely might be related, bro. So he definitely had confirmed it. He acknowledged this. So I appreciated that.
That's what's up.
So really, I mean, here's the thing. It said fifth to eighth cousin because my cousin from Canada, Jordan Gerard, he's my fifth to eighth cousin as well. But see, me and him actually had a full-blown conversation. So long story short, we was figuring out how we related. So we said me and him are double related. I was like, double related? Does that even exist? So he's like, yeah. So I'm like, okay. We're looking at each other's family tree. So long story short, again, I found out me and him share the same second great grandfather, and we also share the same auntie. My great grandmother's sister is his aunt, and she's my aunt as well. My aunt had married somebody with the last name Gerard, so that's how the connection happened. So that's how we're double related. So then it has a chart showing like the title of how a person is related. So it said on there that he's my half-third cousin once removed. So I'm thinking like, okay, maybe Montel is maybe my half-third cousin once removed, but I don't know yet. You know what I mean? So that's the second person. Let me see. Who else? Dr. Henry Louis Gates. If y'all don't know who that is, he was on the show Finding Your Roots on PBS Network. He interviews a bunch of famous people with Ancestry DNA, and Ancestry DNA, the company, sponsors the show. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that's really cool. And then Willie Mays Aikens, he's a Major League Baseball player. He played for Kansas City Royals, Los Angeles Angels, and another in Toronto Jays, I think. But he's my cousin. And
So
then
I didn't mean to cut him off, but we're talking about his family, y'all.
family.
We're talking about his famous family that he's related to.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just make sure y'all are clear on that.
Mm-hmm.
We're speaking on his famous family that he found out he's related to. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you good. Okay, so where was I? Okay, so the fifth person that I'm related to is Damone Harris. He plays NFL football. He played for 4 different teams. Mm-hmm. First, he played for University of Buffalo in college because he played football in college, and there were some scouts looking for new talent, so he ended up getting drafted. Mm-hmm. He played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's what it's called, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baltimore Ravens. He played for Kansas City Chiefs, and now he currently plays for Houston Texans. So yeah.
Well, he don't play for the Falcons. I'm sorry, but anyway, go ahead.
No, you good.
That's good. That's excellent.
Yeah. So another thing too, I have another cousin named Donnie Gerard. He's from Canada as well. He was in this group called the Skylark. They was known for the song Wildflower. Like, if anybody like parents, grandparents listen to 70s R&B music, if you know, you know. But he was famous for that song, and then he did songs with Mavis Staples. That was in the Staples Sisters group. He did songs on a soundtrack movie called St. Elmo's Fire in 1985. Then he put out his solo project, and then he was a backup singer for Elton John, Bruce Springsteen, and the pop singer Cher.
Okay.
And then I say last but not least, that's 6 or 7 person. One of my grandparents on my daddy's side is from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and they went through the situation where it was like the Black Wall Street Massacre in the 1920s.
I did a report on that when I was doing my master's.
Yeah.
So
that's why I say, like, I come from a musical and historic background. And I'm also say my dad, he's not famous, but I get my musical talents from him. So it's safe to say that I'm living through my dad with my music.
That's good.
So yeah.
But you didn't finish on that massacre because that really was crazy. But your cousin, you say your cousin, right?
From
Oklahoma.
One of my grandparents.
Your grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
They were a part of the massacre.
Mm-hmm.
That is so crazy, y'all.
And there's still people that went through that or are still fighting that to this day. Just so y'all know.
Look, it's a lot you can learn from
Black history.
History, period. Okay? They're trying to take Black history out the books.
Mm-hmm.
My son came home and asked me, Mommy, what's slavery? I just looked at him like with a death stare. Our kids need to learn about this. Our kids need to learn what our ancestors went through. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I am not my ancestors. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Facts.
East side. That part.
And then on top of that, too, Black history isn't just 1 month. It's every day.
That part.
It's every day.
They killing us every day.
People need to celebrate that, yeah.
They killing us every day. When I say us, our Black men.
Us.
Our Black sisters, they coming up in their apartments. Oh, I thought it was the right apartment. No, the fuck you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, racism is real. It's still to this day. I teach my kids about it. You know, I don't tolerate it. I don't play that shit, period.
Right.
You're going to put some respect on my name.
Right.
You're going to put some respect on my kid's name. But at the end of the day, this right here is awesome to me because I've learned so much by reading his bio that this is content, y'all. This is what I speak on. Content.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be this big time, oh my God, legendary, this, that. Yeah, he gonna get there. He gonna get there because we haven't even touched the basis of what he does.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting there. Mm-hmm. He's going there. Mm-hmm. Okay? So while we're talking about that, so you know my homie, Tone the Goat.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Tone the Goat.
Tone the Goat. Shout out to Tone the Goat. Mm-hmm. Water Boys. That's where I met Tone the Goat at, you know. And shout out to you because you were on the Water Boys as well.
World.
Small world.
Yeah.
Speaking roles. Hello.
Not no background shit.
No, not show up and just stand around and look crazy. No. Right. I was on set when King was on set. Mm-hmm. You know, I was on set
and
when we
Boosie's son Tootie Raw.
Yep.
He was on there too.
Tootie was on there. They did they did a couple of scenes, but I know I was on the set where they was playing with the water guns outside, and they did the studio scene.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. That was in the movie.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, trust me, I got pictures on my Instagram of King trying to put the water gun in my window, and I'm about to roll the window up on his ass.
Oh, he did that?
Yes, it's on my page. It's on my page. So a lot of people don't know that I am an actress. That's what I'm doing, and there's levels to this shit. I keep telling y'all, it's levels to this shit. This shit don't happen overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. Your vocabulary and what you put out in the universe, be careful what you put out in that universe.
Because it's going to come back to you tenfold.
That part. That part. So we're going to move on, and we're going to talk about these movies and who you work for. You know, who have you done movies with other than Tone the Goat? That's our, you know, connection right there with Tone. And I didn't even, you know, that's our connection.
Okay, so the first movie that I actually did with Tone was Bloody Neighborhood. I did Bloody Neighborhood 1 and 2. I did Best Buds. I did The Vault. I did Rap Money, which Rap Money isn't out yet, but that's in the process of coming out. Got DCM Fly and Fabo on there. So I'm excited about that.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me see. What other films? Okay, then of course the last film that I did. I mean the other film that I did, of course, you know, Water Boys. But outside of him, I did this movie called Lit the Movie. I did this other movie called Choices. My homegirl, Kaisha Hills. She's a female director. Shout out to her. She did that film. She did her very first movie, and I'm proud of her. That's her dream and everything, so I'm supporting her on that.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so let me see. So that's all the fun. Oh, and I was on a reality show. I was on a reality show on Netflix called Trigger Warning with Killer Mike. I had auditioned for Killer Mike and T-Pain because they both was on the show. And how I got into that was, okay, so...
Talk to me.
How I get into that was basically a friend of mine, Maurice, shout out to Maurice, he had let me know about this situation because he's on the show too. He's on the show, and then I made friends with on the show too. But I basically was singing, don't laugh at me, y'all, but I had sung that song, Twinkle Little Star, because they was over there basically trying to tell people, like, you should sing this cover song, that cover song. It was either Twinkle Little Star, Amazing Grace, or the national anthem. So out of all the songs, I did Twinkle Little Star. But I put my twist to it. I don't care what nobody said, because when I sent the video, that's rapper, what got me on the show.
He's a rapper and a singer.
Singer, yes, just to let everybody know.
And an actor.
And an actor. And a voice actor.
Voiceover.
Voiceover actor.
Okay,
but
so
when
he do it all.
But when I did that Twinkle Little Star, that's what got me on the show. So I don't care what nobody say. And I still got the video.
You want to bust it?
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder where you are, up above the world so high. You know, y'all know the rest.
Hey, anything R&B, baby, that's a vibe for me.
Yeah.
Well, anything musical that I can vibe to, anyway.
Right, but like as far as the show, I was shown like basically as having a cameo appearance. I was mad that like they didn't show me like performing and auditioning for Killer Mike and T-Pain. But what I say is that I was glad that when I was singing for them, they didn't cut me off, they didn't interrupt me. I was like, okay, cool. I did my thing. They liked it. They vibing to it. So, you know, and then I shook both of their hands. So like I was happy about that. I ain't gonna lie. I was telling one of my friends on the show, I was like, I'm not gonna lie. I was mad. Not mad, but I was jealous because he made it through the whole show and everything, right? But he was saying that like he was glad he made it through the whole show, but he didn't like how they portrayed him on the show. I was like, well, yeah, this is reality TV. You know how they chop and screw this, that, and the third. You know.
So what was this show about when you say he made it through the whole show? The entire show.
Okay, basically, Killer Mike was over there looking for artist that was like doing some revolutionary and socially conscious type of music. Mind you, my friend didn't tell me that, nor didn't say that on the internet, right?
Of course,
showing the paper, because I'm like, okay, if he would have did that, then shit, I would have been busting a rhyme and doing all of that.
You got to think about. You say your friend.
Yeah.
Be careful with that word.
Yeah.
Okay. Because of course he wouldn't show you everything.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like that's what it was showing. Like on the paperwork, that's what they wanted. Excuse me. That's what they wanted and everything at first. Thank you. That's what they wanted everything. That's what they wanted at first. And so I'm like, okay, well, if I would have known that they wanted socially conscious rappers in the third, I would have been doing that. But that's not what it was presented. But when I was looking at the show, that's how it was presented when Killer Mike said it. But I'm like, okay, well, that's not what you said on paperwork, or your team didn't say that. But I was like, okay, well, regardless, either way, I will say that I'm thankful for the opportunity. I'm thankful that, I was on the show. I was able to get credit for that because I am shown on the show and I made a cameo appearance, so I'm happy about that.
Okay. Well, thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, hey, it is what it is. You know how it go.
Mm-hmm. They chop, screw.
Everything is so political.
Politics is politics.
It's crazy, and it is what it is. We just have to
take it for what it is. Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, and move and keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Cause that's what I do. I keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
On to the next.
On to the next.
Next.
I know that's right.
Check. That part. Hello. So let's get on this music.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get on this music. So you have music that you have out, and then you have new music that you're currently working on. So let's speak on it. I want to first speak on the music that you have with Shawty Boy. Hey, shout out to Shawty Boy. Hey, Shawty Boy.
Shawty Boy, what up?
He follows me, and he's dope. I like him. I like Chaotic. Shout out to Chaotic from Love and Hip Hop. Yes.
Miami and Atlanta.
Hello. And yes, he has features from both of them. So that's why I tell you guys to do your homework, because you never know who you are in the room with. You never know what table you're sitting at. Okay? You never judge a book by its cover. Never. These are lessons, honey.
We both went through that.
That part. They always judging me.
Right.
And I don't care. Because, baby, you make assumptions all you want to. When you make assumptions, we'll start with assumptions. You're going to make an ass out of yourself. So we talked about the music. But we didn't really talk about the music. Because you done did some work with Migos.
I was in the yeah, I'm glad you said something. I said something about that. Okay, so I was in the process of working with the Migos. Matter of fact, Bricks, the producer, Bricks the main, shout out to him. I ain't talked to him in a while, but I mean, I know he's successful, doing good. Shout out to him. But Bricks Domain, the producer, he wanted to invite me into a session with the Migos back in 2013. And I was supposed to do a writing session for the Migos around the time that they came out with Versace and, and then, a whole bunch of other hit records and they was blowing up and everything. So I wanted to come to the session, but see, the thing was, at that time, I was living in Jonesboro. And at that time, they didn't have MARTA. They just had Express Lane. So that kind of put me in a bad situation. So me and was talking and everything, and I was telling him, I'm like, well, shit, if I I want to go, but it's like, damn, like, I know it's going to be a late night session, so by the time I leave, it's like, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to get home. So my producer, Bricks Domain, he wasn't going to take me home, and I didn't want to depend on none of my friends to get up out their bed like super early to pick me up and everything, and I didn't want to be stranded out in the streets. So, and the reason why I say it like that, because at one time, I was homeless for 2 years and everything. I was in and out of the streets, moved 6 times 1 year, and like I said, staying on the streets, and I had to, steal food to survive. I was in survival mode at that time, so it is what it is. I had to steal food to survive, and I got caught by the authorities, so I had to calm that down. Then another year, I had 2 jobs. One of them I got fired, another one I got laid off. Then I ended up getting shot at. Then I ended up going through a situation where I was being a bootlegger selling CDs and DVDs, and this dude was over there pulling out his gun on me like he was trying to rob me, but he didn't succeed. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. So then another year I moved 4 more times, and I was sleeping in my ex-friend's car, and I was sleeping outside. So I went through a rough transition at that time, right? And I'm saying that to say, because I just had that fear of just being stranded out on the streets, you know what I mean? And that's just being transparent, that's just being honest,
Mm-hmm.
And so, like I said, I was telling, Bricks Domain, I'm like, damn, I want to go so bad, but it's like, damn, like, I don't want to be stranded. So, needless to say, I missed out on that opportunity. But, just like what they say, one door closes, another one opens. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
And so, look, how the way I am now, as far as taking chances, being a risk taker, I didn't have that mentality back then. But now I do.
You said pride to the side.
Exactly. Like, now it's just like I'm taking all type of chances now because it's all or nothing for me. I wish I had that mentality back then, but I didn't, because I was dealing with a lot of shit at that time. I was dealing with a lot of internal shit at the time. So, yeah. So I missed out on that opportunity. But shout out to Migos and RP Takeoff. I wish I would have had that opportunity, because if I did, I knew it would have opened up a lot of doors for me.
Well, it seemed like the doors are open.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That part.
It seems like the doors are open.
Just like what it say, one door closes, a few more open.
Because we're going to get back on this song with Shawty Boy, and the name of it is what? Magic City.
Like Magic City.
Trying
to do a song like represent for the, the Atlanta culture. Because that Magic City, the actual strip club, is a very popular strip club, if y'all don't know.
Yeah, and tell me about how, when you tried to do your music video up at Magic City.
Okay, so
what happened with that?
Okay, so the simple fact that, like, I've been living in Atlanta most of my life, right? I never been to Magic City at all. So when I went there for the very first time, I wanted to talk to the owners of the strip club, who was the owners. So when I did that, I had a conversation with them, and I was just explaining to them, like, what I wanted to do, like filming my music video. I seen other rappers, other artists do it. So, I mean, I don't know how the process went. So when I had talked to them about it and everything, they basically told me it was 3,000 to 4,000 racks to shoot the music video, plus throw money at the strippers. So I'm like, shit. So I'm like, okay, well, this is not going to work because it's out of my budget, and I ain't not finna go broke trying to get this done. So I decided to come with another strategy. I came with another plan. So I went to Playhouse Studios. It's on the west side of Atlanta over there on Fulton Industrial. A lot of the famous, legendary people go there, including Boosie. You know, so like I said, I went there, shoot the music video, and then I actually shot part of the music video outside of Magic City, like from the beginning.
Bam.
I was over there going in there.
Hello.
And then at the end of the music video came out because I was basically creating a fantasy.
Well, there's
of
a
music
will,
video.
there's a way.
That part, exactly.
Come on with it.
And then Shorty Boy came in the music video because I felt like he would have been perfect for the record, which he killed. He did his thing.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing is, when I let people hear the song, some people thought it was Young Thug on the record. I'm like, shit, nigga, I wish I had Young Thug on the record. That would have been dope. And then when some people saw the music video, somebody thought it was Lil Uzi Vert. I'm like, shit, I wish I had Lil Uzi Vert on there too. But shit, is Shorty Boy, man. Like, he's part of the Atlanta culture.
He's dope. He's dope.
He's part of the Atlanta culture, so that's how that came about.
He's dope. He's a young artist, and he's on my page as well. I follow him. He follows me. Mm-hmm. And he's dope. Mm-hmm. He is dope. And the song is dope.
And the visuals.
Yes. I seen the video. Mm-hmm. All of it. So that's why I tell you guys, do your homework. Mm-hmm. You guys never know. Don't judge a book by its cover. Mm-hmm. Please stop doing that. In 2024, can we stop?
Mm-hmm.
Please. Can we stop?
Just use your common sense and use your head, use your mind, use your common sense.
Come on.
It's like think before you speak as well as you act.
And reading is fundamental.
Very fundamental.
I'm trying to, look, tea, baby. Y'all better catch that tea. Catch that tea.
Sip.
Catch that tea. I'm sipping, honey. Mm-hmm. Need it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I know you got new projects coming up. You got new songs, about 3 new songs. So what are they and who's on them?
Okay, so y'all never heard of Ace Boon Coon. Like, he's well known out here in Atlanta. I did a record with Ace Boon Coon. I did a record, he's a rapper, by the way, so shout out to him. I did a record with Rob Curry from the group Day 26 that was under Diddy with Bad Boy. Did a song with him as well. I've been wanting to work with him for a while, so I finally did, so I'm happy about that. I did a record with DC Da Vinci. He's one of Jacquees' artists, so I'm happy about that. He's from the East Side, too, with Jacquees, so shout out to him. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm working on doing some more features and everything, but I just gotta, get the bread together and everything, because it ain't cheap out here and everything. It costs to be in this industry. You don't get nothing in this industry for free.
Hello.
If you thinking that you're gonna get a handout, you are sadly mistaken.
Hello.
This ain't the industry for you.
And I appreciate that. That's what I like. I love it. I really do. So, what are the new movies that you're working on?
Well, also, because I wanted to say, I didn't want to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
Also, like, just from the past, right? I had put out this album and everything called I-Zayah. That's my very first project. The reason why I even named it like that is because I wanted to stand out. I wanted to be different. Basically paying homage to the children's book, Amazing Grace. Because if you see the cover, it's similar to Amazing Grace, the book. So I wanted to do that as far as wanting to tell my own story. Like, just like how in the book, Amazing Grace, Grace was always being talked down on, and she was always being, people judging her, like, just like I said, don't judge by its cover, like she was like, people was talking down on her, saying that, like, oh, you can't be like Peter Pan, you can't do this because you're black or because you're a female, and she was able to prove everybody wrong as far as like showing what she got what it takes, and that's how it was on my album and everything. And so, yeah, exactly. So I wanted to tell my story with my music. I felt like I could have did a little bit better, but that was my very first project. And because of the fact that I was signed to a label at the time, a long time ago, and I was supposed to been put out. Yeah, I'll share that. So back in 2009, I was under this thing called R&P True Productions, and then it transitioned to Black Dragon Studios or Black Dragon Records. So I was under them from 2009 to 2012. So like I said, long story short, I left, I departed. I walked away from that because of personal or money issues, but it was mainly personal because the person I was signed to was somebody that I used to be best friends with since we were kids and everything. So, like I said, it was a lot of personal things that transpired between me and him. And so it has got to the point where when me and him ended up tussling, we got into a fight because he kept putting his hands on me. He assaulted me with a deadly weapon. He had stabbed me and then tried to push me, down the stairs. So I wasn't going for it. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just walk away. Let me keep my distance. Let me separate myself, cut ties. Huh?
This was all y'all were doing business together?
No, this was personal. This was personal. Like, he got mad at me over something petty that wasn't even that serious. So, but the thing was
like a beach move to me, but okay, go ahead.
Very. Like, he got in his feelings over something petty, but that's a whole nother story. And I just felt like it wasn't necessary for him to put his hands on me. And the reason why I fought him is because I got tired of him putting his hands on me. So he took it to another level where when we was fighting, we was tussling, I picked him up 3 times, and I just felt like, bro, I'm bigger and taller than you, and you're short and smaller than me, so why would you go there with me trying to challenge me?
That ass.
Huh?
You suplex that ass.
Yeah, I did.
Fuck that.
So he did a thing to where he did a bitch move where he grabbed a screwdriver and he stabbed me. So my first reaction was to keep swinging, but I know if I did that, he would have. Yeah. But I just felt like, again, I told him multiple times, and he kept going against what I said. So what you expect? So he stabbed me and then with a screwdriver, and then he tried to push me down the stairs. So that was it. It was a wrap. I was like, you know what? Let me keep my distance and cut ties before I end up going to prison for murder, because it was about to go there. It was about to go there.
I know all too well about that.
It was about to go there, and the fucked up part about it was this dude know me more than everybody on the label, and I was living with him at the time and everything until I moved out, and I was living with my mama. So I just felt like, you knew me longer than everybody, and we go back since we were kids, since we were 12 years old. Yeah. So I felt like it was an ultimate betrayal. But like I said, that's what happened. But like I said,
that's what happened with a lot.
I was supposed to put out. I put out singles, but I wanted to put out a full-on project, like an album, EP, mixtape. I didn't get a chance to do that, but I understand at that time I was also working on trying to get my money together because I was struggling with a job at that time. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, I departed and everything, and then when I was trying to build another team, there was people that was being unprofessional, was trying to get over and take advantage of me, and then when I cut ties with them, I tried to rebuild my team again. Some of these people was over there dragging me in situations that I did not want to be in. So I had to literally fight to get out of those situations. So I ended up having to go on a hiatus with my music. And then I had to, reevaluate myself because I had to figure out how I'm going to go about it different this time, how I'm going to be better this time, you know what I mean? And so, but that's just my truth, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so for years I've been winging it out, just doing it by myself without no team, right? But I did start to have a team 2 years ago. My homie Bugs, he was my manager. Shout out to Bugs. Kaisha Hill, she was my manager at the time years ago, but she stepped down because of personal issues or whatever. But she's ended up being back on my team doing certain things. But yeah, Kaisha Hills, and then my boy Gooch, shout out to Big Gooch. And so we was working for a little while trying to get things together with my music and stuff, and then trying to do some like clothing merch and everything. Like, we was finna go all out. But, however, they was telling me, just because they was concerned and everything, they wanted me to basically just focus on my health, because it felt like when they was looking at me, they was concerned about my health because of me gaining weight. So they just wanted me to just basically be like, just give music a break for a while and everything. Like, check your blood, like check this, go to the doctor and everything. Make sure, like I said, get yourself together first. Just take a break from music for a while. Mm-hmm. And I appreciated them doing that because they didn't have to do that.
Was it depression?
Excuse me. Was it what with me with depression?
When with the weight gain and everything.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There was a time to where like I would stress eat. I'm not gonna lie.
And I'm opposite.
Yeah,
I'm opposite. When I'm depressed, stressed out, whatever, I literally don't eat. Where my kids are like, "Mommy, what did you eat for breakfast?" And I be feeling so bad. "Mommy, did you eat today?" Mm-hmm. So I'm so opposite. Mm-hmm. to the point where I went from wearing and I didn't grow up a fat kid at all. At all. When I joined the Army, I was 150 pounds solid. No stomach, no nothing. Ass and titties and big booty bitches. That's all. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
Okay? And so, depression is real.
Stress eating, stress eating is real.
Eating is real.
Stress eating can be a drug. People don't know about that.
Yeah, and then also, like for myself, when I get into that mode, I don't eat, so I don't even know what that's called.
But you know what though, like I am glad that like Dave was addressing it to me because it did wake me up and everything as far as. Like being concerned for my health. So shout out to them though. Like I said, shout out to Bug, shout out to Kaisha, shout out to Big Gooch for worrying about that.
Friends.
That really have my best interest. You know what I mean?
They hard to come by, child. I'm trying to say they hard to come by.
I know that's right.
That's why I don't hang with nobody that's solo dolo.
I know that's right. But yeah, that's the reason why, like with me, like just fast forward and everything, like when it came to my music and everything, I was putting out singles, but I finally had put out my album independently. And, my label is Soul Galaxy Music Group. That's the label that I founded and everything. So, I've been working on that. It used to be Galaxy Gang ENT, but I seen a lot of people was over there taking it, so I had to legally change it and everything. So now it's Soul Galaxy Music Group. But like I said, I put out Amazing Zay, and I had Tiffany Evans on there. I had P. Dice from the Remy Boys group with Fetty Wap on there. My homie Tone to Go. Then I had Chaotic on there from Love and Hip Hop Miami and Atlanta. Then I had the singer Tavaria that was managed by Dead Bandy Waka Flocka Mama. She was on there too. So I'm happy about that. I'm happy that I funded that without no big label and everything. It was all me and everything.
I'm glad that you mentioned Miss Deb. So what was your experience with Miss Deb?
I met her through J.D. Davis. He works at Streets 94.5 because he was helping me like promote my song, promote my music and everything. And he was putting me at different events to perform. And then he had me he put me in an event like where it was a charity event where giving back to the less fortunate around Christmas. And he helped me like perform. I mean, not perform. He helped me open up for Trouble, the rapper Trouble, God rest his dead. Helped me open up for Trouble and Lotto Savage, which is one of the 21 Savage artists. But I met her through J.D. Davis. And I had a conversation with her. She's nice to me. We had a brief conversation and everything.
That's good.
She's nice to me and everything. We talk and always at a restaurant in downtown. But she's cool people. To me, she's cool people.
That's good. I like that. Mm-hmm. That's good. That's really good. Mm-hmm. I think that us is in our community, mm-hmm. I feel like we take it as a competition mm-hmm. instead of hey.
I'm like, damn, you that much of a threat to me? Like, I'm just doing my thing like everybody else.
Oh my goodness! Look, I never. Look, I've always, all my life, I've had the experience hate. Dark skin, big lips, baby, come on with it.
Right.
Now they paying for these lips.
Exactly. They don't want the thin lips, they want the big lips.
That part. Somebody was like,
and then sometimes they overdo it.
You got a BB, what's the BBL, BBW?
Brazilian butt lift.
What is that?
BBL. Like, like getting, like, enhancing the butt and everything.
They real.
Or getting what's that?
When I lost all that weight, do you know my booty went with it? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It looks like I'm hungry.
It's either a BBL or a fat transfer where they take the fat out the stomach, put in your butt.
Well, nah, yeah. Well, I don't need no help in that area because if you see my family,
cornbread fed,
baby, we cornbread fed, collard green, honey. We from the South. We from the South. Mm-hmm. Everybody on both sides. I have not seen not one cousin, auntie, great auntie, it don't matter. We all got booties. Mm-hmm. Ass and titties. I'm sorry. We got them.
Let's talk about groupies, because I've been dealing with that.
Oh, Jesus.
Because I've been dealing with that. I want to touch on that topic.
Let's talk. Let's talk.
Okay, tell me why. When I had put out that music video with me and Tiffany Evans, that's my most streamed song off my project. And also shout out to Tiffany because she just got off a tour with Tamar Braxton, and she about to get back on tour with Tamar Braxton. So congrats to her.
Congratulations.
So yeah. So tell me why. As soon as I put out the music video and I'm promoting it, right? This dude, I ain't gonna say his name. I'm gonna keep it anonymous.
Man,
I ain't gonna embarrass him.
Cause I want somebody. I want to.
I ain't gonna embarrass him, but I had met him like doing background acting and stuff and all, like doing some different films. So me and him stay in contact with each other, right? So this dude sat up there and DM'd me, and he was trying to beg me like 5 times to be on the remix with Tiffany Evans. And the reason why I want to talk about it because of how it went, right?
Yeah.
So, like I said, I told him, he said, he's talking about me and him, he wanted to collab with me. So I'm like, okay, cool. I don't mind. I mean, I like your music and everything. I like some of your music. I see where you're going with it. So, I mean, I don't mind collabing. But he was like, talking about he wanted to get on a remix with me and Tiffany Evans. So tell me why this dumbass nigga did a thing to where he came to me talking about, oh, let me play in the remix. Let me hop on the remix. Let me hop on the unofficial remix. Remix, please. Let me give him the unofficial remix. I'm like, damn, nigga, I just told you that not once, but twice that's not going to happen. No, I'm not doing that. And then it wouldn't make no sense. And the reason why I was doing that, I wasn't trying to be mean or be an asshole. I was just trying to get him to understand because I had to DM this information as well. It's like, bro, business-wise, it does not make any sense. Strategically, business-wise and marketing-wise, it does not make any sense. Because really, you would sit up there and benefit. You would benefit from it more than I would benefit from that. I wouldn't benefit from that. You would. And so one of my friends was like, oh, why don't you charge them $500 for it? I'm like, look, it's not always about the money. It's about the quality and the quantity. What is it? Quality, quantity. It's about the quality of the music. You know what I mean? And so with him, I just felt like, bro, if you don't get your groupie ass to fuck on somewhere, it's like now you coming off acting like a groupie. And then on top of that, I was trying to get him to understand, it's like, bruh, do you understand and do you realize what the fuck I had to go through to get this shit done? I had to pay for the feature with Tiffany Evans, and then I had to pay for the budget and everything for her to be in my music video. That took some groundwork. That took some footwork for me to make that happen, and that was not an easy process. That whole situation was a very challenging process for me, but it made me the artist that I am today as far as getting me prepared for the future.
You got some good music.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You have some good music. Y'all better check it out too.
And so when I was over there trying to get him to understand that like I didn't get a handout from this and it didn't come easy. So if I didn't get a handout, it didn't come easy for me. What the fuck makes you think that I'm gonna make it easy for you or give you a handout? Answer that. You know what I mean? And so when I was talking to him about that, he just got quiet and he didn't say nothing. He probably didn't like what I said, but I was trying to give him a reality check. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then when I was over there. When I was over there associating and interacting with Akbar V from Love of Hip Hop Atlanta, shout out to her. Because I was posting something about her and everything, and so she reposted it, and then some of her followers was like coming over to my page. So that's one of her followers, So
I like that.
Yeah. So one of our followers was over there like following me, right? I was looking at the page, and so I was over there liking some of the posts. So this nigga gonna come at me talking about, like follow me, like follow me back, bro. You got me all excited. And I was like, bro, all I did was like some of your posts, and you over here getting all excited about it just because of the fact that I was over there interacting with Akbar V. And it's like, bro, y'all niggas be too fucking fan crazy. You know what I mean?
We're not even gonna go there because I swear.
That's why, like, I had like my groupie moments.
I swear, I want to name drop so bad.
Yeah.
And it was so stupid. Like, for real. You interview everybody when I'm gonna get my shot. Oh, who you have on your? They ain't nobody. Like, why we hating?
Why you coming with that negative energy?
And that's not what I'm on.
Right.
That's not what I'm on. That's not me. I hung up. You know, there's process to this shit. Mm-hmm. Don't think because you done did a couple of goddamn showcases that your ass is motherfucking big top dog. No, motherfucker, you're not. And let it be known. Like, bitch, nigga, I'm a boss. Mm-hmm. You not gonna handle me.
Misogynistic.
You not gonna handle. I would fucking lower you an EMT worker. Congratulations. Guess what? My sister's a charge nurse at Greater Memorial Hospital, ER. She done seen more than your ass. Mm-hmm. Stop playing with me. Catch that tea, y'all.
And then I also had the opportunity to work with Chris Brown.
Yeah, I was gonna get on that.
Yeah. So
I was gonna get on Chris Brown.
Okay.
And then I was gonna get on
R. Kelly's.
The R. Kelly ex-manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna get on Chris Brown first.
Okay.
But I just had to get this I apologize. I was on my soapbox.
Yeah.
I had to get that disclaimer because I don't like that.
Right. The groupie shit.
I don't like that shit.
Right.
You interview everybody but me. Let's go. Let's talk about Chris Brown.
Okay, so I had an opportunity to songwrite for Chris Brown, right?
And sirs, don't edit it out. Go ahead.
All right, so a friend of mine was over there hooking me up to work with Chris Brown, right? So this is how that happened. I did a song called Losses and Gains, right? And I was promoting that to other people. And so I was on the verge of doing a music video for that. So I was happy, I was excited. And then when I was showing people, some people thought it was like Chris Brown or Jason Derulo. I was like, nah, that's me. You know, I have different sounds of music. So
you really do.
Yeah.
It's diverse and I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
And so when I was over there doing a thing where I was promoting and stuff, one of my friends has friends in high places. You know, I'll say that. And so she had showed the record to one of her friends. He's a well-known producer and writer, which I'm going to name him anonymous. I ain't going to say his name either. But he is well-respected, so I will say that. I'll give credit to where credit is due. So when she sent my song to this producer and writer and everything, so then one day she was like, I had a surprise for you. So I'm like, okay. And so the next day she said, Chris Brown want to buy my record. I'm like, man, stop. I'm like, man, stop lying. Stop playing. And so she's like, yeah, for real. So I'm like, okay, so what happened? Like, said when to buy my song for $30K. So I was like, oh shit.
That's what's up.
So I asked, I was like, okay, so what happened? Yeah. So I was like, okay, so what happened? What happened? Like, how'd it go? Because I'm curious. So then she came at me and she said, don't worry about it. And that's when things went left. I'm like, what you mean don't worry about it? Like, it's my song. I have every right to know what's going on. Like, what you mean? You know what I mean? So basically, it was a thing to where, like, she told me what had happened, but her producer and writer friend was having this, it was his idea as far as basically shunning me out and was over there trying to do business behind my back. And that's what threw me off guard. I'm like, hold up now. Like, this is my song and everything. I have every right to know what's going on. So tell me why, okay, because this happened recently, right? I did another interview recently and everything, and so when I put that out there and everything, she basically, like, was feeling away, which, I mean, I had a feeling like it was going to ruffle some feathers, but it's my truth, and I have every right to speak my truth.
Yes, you do.
Because that's my truth and my experience. That's what happened with me, and that's how I felt. That's how I took it. So we talked about it and everything. So, like, before I get to that and everything, I'm going to go back to the original. Mm-hmm. So, okay, so me and her was over there debating on it and everything. And so, like I said, okay, let's sell the record. Like, what I need to do this and the third. So then all of a sudden, me and her, like, ended up having, like, some personal issues that transpired behind the scenes. You know what I mean? But like I said, it was just like, because to me, it was just feeling like, okay, like, she was over there saying to me, like, she was like, oh, you think it's like, oh, you over there happy and excited because we got a connection with Chris Brown. I'm like, sis, this is Chris Brown. Of course, like, who wouldn't be excited to work with Chris Brown? I wanted to talk about, like, what I need to do on my end as far as the business side. Like, what paperwork do I need to sign as far as, like, with who's with his production company or Chris Brown, or any paperwork with Chris Brown's label to sign with. I was just trying to figure out what I need to do on my end so I can make sure I'm straight later on, so I won't have any bad surprises later down the line. And so, excuse me. And so, like I said, I was trying to know, like, as far as, like, okay, what percentage do I get as far as, like, with royalties and with publishing, with masters and copyrights. That's all I wanted to know as far as the business side. So, come to find out and everything, recently, my friend was telling me that I was going to get $30K and that was it, and no royalties in the third. But she was trying to basically get me in position to be a songwriter and everything with some of her friends in the industry. That's what she was trying to do. I was like, okay, cool. And then when she was telling me, like, other things that was going on, like, there was, she already told certain people, so, trying to get me on board and how I was going to send the money to my account. Okay, cool. So, like I said, unfortunately, that deal have fell through. It didn't go through, unfortunately. But if that situation could happen, I know how to go about it better next time. You know what I mean? And as far as R. Kelly's ex-manager and publicist, okay, so I'm gonna name his name. His name is Daryl Johnson.
Okay,
and the reason why I'm naming names, because he has pending cases on him, but it ain't got nothing to do with me. So I'm just letting that be known. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm gonna get into it. So basically, my homie Gooch was over there putting me on to Daryl Johnson, and so I met him and his wife and everything at a hotel. I didn't remember this, but Gooch wanted me and Daryl wanted me to sing for him, but I think I was sick at the time. And as far as for me, if I'm sick and if I know if I can't give my all, I'm not going to just do that. I'm not going to embarrass myself. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not going to embarrass myself if I can't give him my all like I'm supposed to, especially when I'm sick. But like I said, we had the meeting and everything. Things were good. Other than that, I talked to him and his wife about what I'm doing and stuff. So I was supposed to be in the studio with him the next week, but I had to work and everything. I started a new job at the time. So after a while, Daryl and Gooch was talking back and forth, trying to set things up for me. But then all of a sudden, like, Daryl started being on some funny acting shit. We don't know why he was on some funny acting shit. He just was at first. So months later, I'm coming from work and I'm seeing that Daryl is on ABC, TMZ, CBS, all these big major platforms representing for R. Kelly. So I'm calling my friend. I'm like, yo, he's on. Yo, you seen what happened? Like, Daryl, because I'm sending him the videos, right? I send him all the videos about all these platforms and him representing for R. Kelly. So then fast forward, I ended up working at the mall at Lenox Mall, and I was working at Louis Vuitton. I saw Daryl. He cut his dreads, and then he had an assistant with him. So we saw each other not once but twice. Yeah. And so we dapped each other up and everything. We switched numbers. So I'm telling him what I'm doing with my music, right? And I'm sending him pictures, sending him that I'm trying to fix my image, change my image. So we talking and everything. And so we was talking about trying to give me some advice. So I was like, okay, well, what about me and you? Like, since we talk with each other directly instead of through my friend Gooch, like, what's up? So when I was trying to talk to him about some stuff and everything, he had to go. But when I kept trying to talk to him and everything, he hung up the phone. And I'm like, well, goddamn. Like, I said, why you hang up? I was still trying to talk. Like, what about music, this and the third? He said he'll get at me when he has some time. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So again, me and Gooch did not understand why he was acting funny. So, girl, tell me why. Come to find out, weeks and months later, I'm finding out that this nigga is a whole fucking scam artist, right?
I know one of them too.
And so, yeah.
I know one of them too. They work with Tone to Go on Waterboys.
And the whole reason why I even found out about that, right? Because the victims was over there being interviewed by none other than the well-known blogger Tasha K. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's how I found out about that information from Tasha K, because it was all over social media, Instagram, and all that. And so I actually reached out to Tasha K because I was trying to get interviewed by her as well.
But we gonna end it on that note, because I think we covered a lot. And I'm gonna tell you what, I'm going to continue to keep up with his journey because he coming back. He's very interesting, y'all. Listen to that music. Go look at them videos. Okay, where can they find your videos? Name them songs. Because I like the one with Shawty Boy, the Magic City one. Come on now. He got some, and the one with Chaotic. Come on now.
And Tiffany Evans.
He got some music now, y'all.
Check me out on YouTube. Michael I-Zayah, MICHAEL I-ZAYAH. Yes, I spelled it different because I like to stand out.
That part. Mm-hmm. Me too. Mm-hmm. And how can they find you on IG?
Okay, find me on Instagram at Michael_I-Zayah89, MICHAEL_I-ZAYAH 89. Twitter, Michael_Zay89, MICHAEL_ZAY89. That part.